Hey guys, so the Motorola Edge 40 Pro made a huge impact. Now this phone right here is just amazing when it comes to the performance, your cameras, the features, and all of that for a relatively low price for just 900 euros over here in Germany. So today we will take a full tour and see how good this phone actually is. But first up, what comes in the box? So the first thing that we see once we open up the box is the beautiful smartphone. It has a matte touch to it, which I really like a lot since you won't see all of your fingerprints on it. Further down we get to all of our paper stuff and we get a free plastic case as well. And all of the way at the bottom we will find the 125 watt fast charging brick and a USB Type-C cable. So like I already mentioned, we have a very pretty smartphone. This one has a 6.67 inch OLED display with a stunning 165 Hz refresh rate. That's the highest that you can find on any smartphone or computer monitor. We got Corning Gorilla Glass Victus for the front protection, and over on the back we will find our 3 camera lenses on an extra polished plastic element. It's a nice separation to the matte black that you have on the rest of the backside. Also, as you can see on the side of the phone, you see that the display curves around the left and the right side of the phone and is overall a very curvy smartphone. On the bottom of the phone, we have our usual Type-C connection, we have an aluminum frame, and this phone is IP68 dust and water resistant. Now, if you want to get deeper into the display and the audio and the specs, as I mentioned, we have a whopping 165 Hz display, so everything on this phone feels super smooth. To be honest, I don't see the difference between 165 and 120 Hz, which is why you can also trim that down to 120 Hz to save a little bit of your battery life. The 6.67 inch OLED display supports HDR10 Plus and lights up with 1300 nits, which is enough for some video action out in the sun. When it comes to watching videos on YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime or whatever, you're well equipped with this phone. The colors look poppy and vivid, you get a stunning contrast thanks to the OLED display, and in combination with the 165 Hz, you will have an awesome video experience. The Edge 40 Pro has a stereo setup, and I would say that it gets rather loud and the quality of the sound is great too. But just let me give you a quick example. The Motorola Edge 40 Pro. So today we will take a look at all the specs, how good the cameras are, and especially I want to check out how... Now, just like on the Edge 40, the Pro model is also supported by Dolby Atmos with a few presets, or you can get creative and create a custom one. Now, when it comes to the battery life, the Edge 40 Pro does a very good job. If you have it toggled on 165 Hz, you get around 7 hours on display time, but if you put it on the auto mode, you can get up to 8 hours out of it. And if you do happen to run out of battery life, you get that sweet 125 watts fast charger that charges up your phone in a blink of an eye. So you really can't complain when it comes to the battery life of the Moto 40 Edge Pro. Now, one of the biggest selling points of the Moto Edge 4 Pro is the performance, since this one runs on the newest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, which you will only find on the best smartphones on the market right now. I don't think that I have to tell you that this phone doesn't lag at all. It buffers your videos quickly, especially with that 5G connectivity, and when it comes to gaming, you will have a great phone. So I played my usual car racing games in Genshin Impact, and I had them on the highest settings, and I didn't have any big heating issues after playing for a while. You have a stable FPS, no lags, and playing games just feel awesome. The only problem is the curved display sometimes, since if you touch the curved edge, there can be some wrong inputs and your character walks the wrong way. But besides that, this phone is great, and you also have a game booster just like on the Edge 40. So you can put this phone in a high performance mode, you can toggle on the D&D mode, battery saving mode, you can screen record, and many other things to enhance your gaming experience. So the Moto Edge 40 Pro runs on a new Android 13, which is not that new anymore, so I won't cover that topic too much. Now, basically, there are 2 different variations of this phone. Now, there is a 256 and 512 GB storage version with each 12 gigs of RAM. But if you take a look into the storage settings, you see that on my 256 version, about 15 gigs are already used up by the system. Now, this phone has a fingerprint sensor, which works just fine in my opinion. So let's give this one a try. So there we have it. And if you do have wet fingers, there's still a face detection that once again works very good. So most Motorola smartphones come with the Moto app. Right here you will find many cool features. So you can personalize your smartphone with different wallpapers and themes. You can change the icon shapes and colors, add a fingerprint animation if you want to, or toggle on the Edge light to let you know if you get notifications. You will also have features such as the back tab feature that quickly opens up any app. You can shake your phone to turn on the flashlight, quickly twist the phone to turn on the camera, and many more features. Now, one thing that I don't like about this phone is that once you get it, there are so many apps already pre-installed on it that you might not want or like. But fortunately, you can just quickly delete them with one single tap. Now, the crazy part about this phone are the cameras. Not only do you get a 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, but there is also a 60 megapixel selfie cam that can capture videos in 4K with 60 frames per second. The main camera can capture videos in 4K and 60 FPS as well, but there's even an 8K mode with 24 frames per second. You also get a whole lot of camera modes such as a night mode, a portrait mode. Your portrait mode even have a face retouch feature to get rid of your wrinkles, a pro mode, and many more. So right here are some pictures that I took over the last couple of days, and the colors look awesome. If it's the ultra wide or the 50 megapixel main camera, the colors are poppy even though the weather wasn't that nice. The portrait mode has a good background blur that you can also adjust. So first the selfie cam that even works with the ultra wide lens, and the main camera has a close-up 50mm and 35mm that all look great and even better with the face retouch. Now right here I have some video examples for you guys with the main camera in 8K and 4K and the selfie camera. So here we go. Alright, so right now I'm recording in 4K with 60 frames per second just to show you how amazing this camera looks like. I'd rather use the front camera than the rear camera if it's that good. Now, you do have to say that if you use the camera stabilization, it crops in a little bit. So let me show you right quick how that looks like. So just as a little comparison, now I'm holding the camera just as far out as just before, and you see that it's all a little bit closer now, but it still looks great. And guys, there we have it. So that's the Motorola Edge 40 Pro. Now I have also tested the Moto Edge 40, which is a lot cheaper and still a very good smartphone. Just click that video right here to get right to it. And I guess with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.